Hi, my name is Andrea. I am a teacher and teacher trainer and IELTS examiner, and I work at International House. This is
My name is Steve Ferrara, and I'm a teacher and teacher trainer as well, and I work at International House as well.
So we normally run how many? Like 3 different courses, Steve?
Yeah, it depends throughout the year. So we usually get busier in summer, and we have like the first certificate course, Cambridge Advanced and Proficiency as well, both daytime and evening courses.
Yes, and just to talk to you about the levels, the Cambridge First is for students who are roughly at the B2 level. The advanced course is for students who are a bit more advanced at C1 level, and of course proficiency is the highest, and it's for students who are at C2 level. The good thing now, Steve, about these exams, if you pass the first with an A, you would get a certificate that shows you are C1, not B2, and if you pass the advanced with an A, you will be C2, not C1. So
Nice, that's good. They used to say that on the record, but now they actually get that certificate.
yeah, they get the certificate
Right.
and also the higher level, official level.
Nice.
So Steve, let's talk about the courses. How do we structure them? What do they cover?
So the Cambridge courses, they typically consist of the 4 skills: speaking, reading, writing and listening. And they also cover grammar and vocabulary as well, so it's very holistic. So not only are the candidates going to develop their skills on the course, but also their knowledge of English as well.
Yeah, and there's lots of transferable skills as well. You learn
Yeah.
how to write a letter of application, which is very useful obviously.
Yeah,
in the workplace. You always cover the communication element, which is really important.
Yeah, so it's basically how to be an effective communicator both in speaking and writing. So we look at different writing genres: how to write a movie review, how to write an informal email, how to write a formal business report. And the speaking part of the exam as well is very holistic in the sense that learners are trained on how to communicate effectively, how to manage an interaction, how to negotiate and reach a decision, and naturally all of the language that's involved in that as well.
Another thing we focus on a lot during the courses is strategies on how to perform the tasks effectively. I think one of the issues when you take the exam at the end of the course is like time pressure.
Yeah.
And I think this focus on strategies really helps students to perform under pressure and
Yeah.
what's the best way to go about it.
Yeah, naturally being an exam course, there are certain ways and tricks and techniques you can use for getting a high score in the exam. So sometimes, for example, in listening part 4, the listening isn't actually that difficult, but the task that the candidates have to do can be a bit trickier, and it requires some practice and awareness of the best way to approach it. So the courses not only improve your English, but also help push you towards getting the highest score you can.
Yeah, a good thing about the Cambridge courses is I think they're very comprehensive in terms of the language they cover.
Yeah.
Informal language, formal language for any type of situation at work or in life.
Yeah.
Whereas, for example, the IELTS course has a more academic focus. So,
Yeah, the IELTS is very much just focused on people who want to go to university, typically, if they're doing the academic version. And the good thing about the Cambridge exams are that they're very, they reflect the kind of English that people need in real life. So it's not just about getting a certificate, it's also about actually improving your English for general purposes.
another advantage of doing, especially doing first, which is aimed at B2 level, is the students are kind of upper intermediate. Many students go straight into IELTS, which is very academic.
Yeah.
I think some students could, do the first course, improve their general English. We're still with focus, with lots of focus in the course, and then move on to IELTS and be much stronger and more prepared for that.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Part of that path of with me.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Quite often we have IELTS students And IELTS is obviously really good at preparing learners for university, but sometimes the learners, their level of English just isn't quite strong enough for studying IELTS yet. And quite often what we say to those students is go and do something like a first certificate, improve your general awareness of English grammar, vocabulary, and improve your general English first, then come back to IELTS. It's a really good foundation before they tackle something a bit more challenging like an IELTS where they might need a high score like a 7 or something like that. It's a good question. I think one of the main benefits is that because it is very much focused on general English, it's actually really useful for day-to-day life. So the kind of topics we explore are just day-to-day topics like money, shopping, health and fitness. So super useful in that respect.
Also, I think the motivation element is sky high because most students take the test at the end of the course, and obviously that focuses their mind.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes it different from just a general English course. There's actually a structure and an aim. And because there is obviously exam practice on a course like this, learners get to measure their success and measure their progress, which is maybe sometimes lacking on some other courses, like a general English course.
Of course, we measure that success not only with the test at the end of the course, but we have a mock test, a constant, lots of homework as well.
Yep.
And so it's a high demand course, but I think students enjoy it. It's an element of fun as well.
It's enjoyable for them, and it's also a joy to teach.
Yeah,
because you know that everything you're covering is actually going to help them in the real world. That's definitely one of the main benefits. So the usefulness of the exam, the motivation is generally higher. I think another benefit as well has got to be the fact that the certificate is for life.
Yes.
Which is really nice. You've worked hard, you've passed the course, you've got that official certificate from Cambridge, and you have it forever.
Yeah.
Which is great for applying for jobs and things like that.
So Steve, what if a student is not really sure about taking the exam at the end of the course? Should they still do the course or not?
Yeah, I mean we get that quite a lot. Sometimes we get students who they're not sure if they want the certificate. Sometimes they just don't need the certificate, but because the course is very structured, it focuses on general English, we often get students take the course that don't actually take the exam. And it's not a decision you have to make at the beginning of the course either. A lot of students just take the course, see how it goes, and if they feel confident enough, they'll take the exam and they can book that in the final
we
few
also
weeks.
have a mock test in week 6 or 7 towards the end of the course, and it's a mock exam. First of all, it's very useful for the students who are going to take the test because they go through that experience of doing it. And then if the result is not that good, they might think, okay, maybe I'll do it later on, or not do it at all.
Yeah, they're quite free when making that decision, and it's not uncommon to get learners taking the course with no intention of actually taking the exam.
Yeah. But the progress is there.
Yeah, they can see their progress because of that thread of assessment throughout the course.
Okay, so to summarize, here are some of the reasons why you might want to take the Cambridge courses.
Yeah, I mean, it's a holistic exam. It covers all 4 skills, and it also helps to improve your awareness of English language, English grammar and vocabulary.
There's very high level of motivation in the class with the other students, exactly because you got this aim at the end of the course of taking this exam.
Yeah, it's very structured.
Very structured course.
It can support with future exam aims, like with IELTS or something like that. It can help to build your foundation of English, and it's very flexible. You don't have to take the exam. You could just do the course to improve your English and then make that decision later. And if you do take the exam, you get an internationally recognised qualification from Cambridge.
Yeah, that really makes you stand out from the crowd. I think you have, a lot of people say I'm fluent in English, I've got this level, but this
to have
is
that certificate,
international recognized certificate, which is recognized around the world.
Yeah,
I mean, it's been going on for a long time. Everybody knows.
It's a good one to have on your CV, isn't it?
Yeah. I do have it. I was born in Italy, and it really helped to open doors at the beginning of my Korea, so strongly recommended.